Imagine yourself alone. Night is falling. You are in the one place everyone else flees from, a cemetery, a place of death. The only sounds are the wind and the pounding of your own heart. This is not a horror story. This is a true account of practice. Today, we listen as the Venerable Ajahn Chah recounts how he confronted the ultimate fear and discovered a truth so profound it could change everything. Ajahn Chah says, "Look at this fear. One afternoon, I couldn't do anything about it. I told it to go, but it wouldn't go. So I invited a white-robed layman to go with me. I said, let's go and die. If it's time to die, let's just die. It's too much trouble. If the mind is this stupid, then let it die." He said these words to himself, in his heart. The mind didn't want to go, but he forced it. Because with fear like this, if you wait for the mind to be willing, you'll be waiting forever. If you wait for it to be ready, how can you ever train it? So he brought himself to the charnel ground, a cemetery. This was a place he had never stayed before. He remembered the moment he arrived. Oh, I can't even describe the feeling. He sent the layman to stay far away, though he truly wanted him close. But no, I sent him far away. Otherwise, I would rely on him. If I were going to be that scared, I might as well die tonight. So even though fear was present, he went forward. It's not that I wasn't afraid, but I was also brave. In the end, it all leads to death anyway. Just as evening fell, perfect timing, they came carrying a corpse, swinging it along. Oh my, how could it be so perfectly timed? He felt like he was floating. His feet didn't touch the ground. He wanted to run, but instead he stayed. They invited him to chant for the deceased, but he didn't want to. He walked away for a bit, then walked back. The body was buried far away. The bamboo poles used to carry the corpse were turned into a platform for him to sit on. Oh no, what am I going to do? The village was not far, just 2 or 3 kilometers. But he said, all right, if I die, I die. If you don't dare to do it, you'll never know. He says, oh, it was truly intense. As it got darker, he realized, where could I go? I was in the middle of a cemetery. Let it die. You were born to die in this life, Chah. As the sun set, his mind told him, stay inside your krot. Don't go anywhere. The krot is a small tent or umbrella-like net used by forest monks. He wanted to walk, but something pulled him back. Courage and fear, pulling in opposite directions. Come on, this is how you train it, he said. So he walked out. When fear arose, he stopped. But then, when it was fully dark, he retreated into the krot. It felt like a 7-layered fortress. He saw his alms bowl, just one bowl. It was like having a companion. Somehow it became a friend. Just seeing it beside me, I felt better. That night he sat in silence, watching for ghosts. He couldn't sleep, not even for a moment. I was afraid, but I stayed. I was also brave. Who would dare to do something like this? But if you don't do it, no benefit arises. That night, I truly practiced. The night passed, and then dawn. He thought, oh, I survived. I'm alive. He was so happy. Inside, he wished there was only daytime. He wanted to erase the night. I didn't die, he thought. There was nothing there, just me being afraid. At dawn, Ajahn Chah felt so happy. I survived, he thought. I didn't die. But deep in his heart, he wished for daytime only. He didn't want to go anymore. I wanted to kill the night and have only the day, he says. That morning, he put himself to the test again. He went on his alms round, alone, and just as he was walking, a dog ran up behind him, barking, growling. It was ready to bite. But Ajahn Chah didn't flinch. All right, he thought. If you want to bite, go ahead. I'm already ready to die. Let it bite me to death. But the dog just snapped and missed, again and again. He says, I felt a thwack on my leg as if it had been torn off, but it hadn't. Nearby, a laywoman saw what happened. She didn't chase the dog away. She said, a ghost must have been with you. That's why the dog barked and tried to bite. Ajahn Chah simply let it happen. Oh well, he thought. The night before, I almost died of fear. Now a dog is going to bite me. Let it bite. But the dog never bit. This was training. He says, I received alms food and ate it. After I finished eating, I felt happy. The sun came out a bit. I felt warm. He walked for a while, did walking meditation. Good, he thought. The evening meditation will be better now, because I passed the test last night. It'll probably be fine. But then, that afternoon, they carried another corpse. This time, an adult. And this time, they brought it right to the front of his crotch. Worse than the night before, he thought. The villagers came to help with the cremation. They invited Ajahn Chah to contemplate the body. He refused. He couldn't bring himself to do it while they were still there. Only after they had all gone home did he go. And there it was, a burning corpse, still smoldering. He had been left behind to watch the fire all alone. I don't know how to describe it, he said. There are no words. Fear arose. Night fell. The funeral fire was glowing, red and green. It flared up, phoop, phoop. He tried to do walking meditation in front of the fire, but in the end, he went back into his crotch. He could smell it all night, the stench of rotting flesh, and the fire. It kept flaring, so he turned his back to it. He couldn't sleep. Not even the thought of sleep entered his mind. He was wide awake, terrified. There was no one to rely on, no place to go. If I thought of going anywhere, there was nowhere to go. It was night. It was dark. I couldn't escape. So I said, I'll just sit here and die. I'm not going anywhere. Now Ajahn Chah begins to speak directly about the mind. Would the mind want to do this on its own? He asks. Would it tell you to go sit next to a burning corpse in the middle of the night? No, it wouldn't. Who would want to do this? But this was why he began to truly believe in the teachings of the Buddha. Then, around 10 p.m., something happened. He had his back to the fire when he heard it, a strange sound from behind. What was it? The coffin collapsing? A jackal coming to eat the body? No, it sounded like a buffalo. Whatever it is, so be it, he thought. Then he heard footsteps, human footsteps, walking toward him. It circled around behind me, he said. All right, I'm ready to die. Where can I go? But it didn't approach. It just stomped around in a circle. Then it wandered off toward the layman. The sound disappeared into the distance. Half an hour later, it came back. It walked back from the layman's direction. It sounded just like a person walking, straight toward me. Step by step, coming closer, right up to me, as if it was going to step directly on me. He closed his eyes. "I will not open my eyes," he said. "Let me die with my eyes closed." It came very close, right in front of his crotch. It felt as though something was reaching out, with burnt hands, grabbing at the air in front of him. He thought, "Oh my God, this is it. I'm going to die now." At that moment, everything fell away. He forgot everything he had ever learned to calm his mind. All gone. Only one thing remained. Fear. It filled his whole body, tight, like a stretched drumskin. He couldn't think of anything, couldn't move, just sat there. It felt like I wasn't even on my sitting mat anymore. All I could do was maintain awareness. The fear was overwhelming. He compares it to pouring water into a jar until it overflows. So much fear that it exhausted all fear. Then something amazing happened. His mind asked itself, "What are you so afraid of?" Another part answered, "Death." "And where is death? Why are you more afraid than anyone else in the world? Where is death? Find it." Then came the realization, oh, death is right here. It's with me. If death is with you, where can you run? If you run, you still die. If you stay, you still die. Wherever you go, death is with you. There's no escape. Whether afraid or not, you will die. As soon as he saw this, perception flipped. Instantly, all the fear disappeared. Just like flipping your hand from palm to back. It was gone. And in that very place, fearlessness arose. My mind soared. I can't describe it. Ajahn Chah says, as soon as I overcame the fear, it was like my mind flew into the sky. I felt so light, so free. I can't describe it. Just then, rain began to fall. Not just a drizzle. A powerful wind came with it. But now, he wasn't afraid anymore. I wasn't afraid of dying. I wasn't afraid a branch might fall on me. I paid it no mind. The rain poured as if it were a monsoon. Still, he sat, motionless, drenched. Then, he cried. Tears came on their own, he says. He sat there, crying in the rain, tears falling silently in the night. Why am I like someone with no mother or father? He thought. Why am I sitting here in the pouring rain, like someone who has lost everything? He reflected further. People in their houses, they're probably sleeping comfortably under blankets. They don't know there's a monk sitting out here in the rain all night. What is this all about? I felt such sorrow, such disillusionment with myself. He cried. Tears flowed down his face. All right then, all this bad water, let it come out. Let it all flow out. Don't let any of it remain. This is what practice means. And then, something changed, he says. I don't know how to explain what happened next. I just sat there, watching, listening. Once I had conquered that fear, I just sat and observed. Then, knowledge arose. Not one insight, but countless insights. He remembered the words of the Buddha, Pakatam veditabo vinyuhi, to be known personally by the wise. Here I was, suffering in the rain. Who could know this but me? Only I could know it. It is Pakatam, personal, private, known by oneself alone. He reflected. When the fear reached its peak and vanished, who else could feel that? The villagers, they couldn't feel it with me. I knew it by myself. I experienced it directly. This is what it means, Pakatam. And as he understood this, he gained strength. Faith arose. I sat like that until dawn. When morning finally arrived, he opened his eyes. Everything was yellow, he said, like golden sunlight. Then, he realized, I had to urinate. The urge had been there all night, but had passed. He got up. Everywhere I looked was yellow, like dawn. He went to urinate, and it was all blood. A moment of surprise. Oh no, have my insides ruptured? He felt a little alarmed. Has something inside torn? But then, his mind answered immediately. If it's torn, it's torn. If I die, I die. Who made it tear? I didn't do anything. I was just sitting here. If it wants to rupture, let it rupture. He tells us, that's what one part of the mind said. It was like one part of the mind warned me, this is dangerous. But the other part refuted it, shut it down immediately. He says the urine came out in clots. He wondered, where would I even find medicine? I'm not going to look for any. I'm a monk. I can't dig up roots or herbs. If I die, I die. To die while striving like this, while practicing like this, I'm content. To die while doing evil, now that's not good. But to die in practice, I'm at peace. If I die, I die. That night, it rained all night again. The next day he had a fever, shaking all over. Even in that condition, he still went out for alms. He didn't get much, just some rice. Then, he saw an old woman. She was carrying a bundle of long beans and a bottle of fish sauce. She followed behind him. Is she going to make a spicy salad for me? He wondered. Should I eat it? Even though she hadn't started making it, the thought came. Should I eat it? Would spicy salad make my fever worse? Still, she offered it. He accepted. He placed it in his bowl. I contemplated it. If I know it will aggravate the fever and I still eat it, is that craving? Or is it just survival? He went back and forth in thought. Then he decided, let me eat just plain rice first. If it were craving, I would have had choices. But I didn't. There was only this. So it couldn't be craving. All right, I'll eat it. And so he did. After the meal, he gave blessings to the villagers. Then they left. Around noon, just thinking about that long bean salad made his hair stand on end. Immediately, I felt tightness in my chest. The fever was getting worse. The spicy salad really did aggravate it. All right, he said, so be it. If it's not my time to die, it'll pass. If it is, I'll die. The discomfort grew. By 1 p.m., he vomited. See, I really did vomit, he said. It must not be my time. If I hadn't vomited, maybe someone would have needed to help me. But I did vomit, so that's that. He reflected. This is how you train. Don't just follow the mind. Train it. Stake your life on this practice. At the very least, you should cry 3 times. If you're sleepy and the body wants to sleep, don't let it. Only when sleepiness disappears, then let it rest. But us, oh, we don't train like that. He remembers. Sometimes I'd return from alms round, sit down, and try to contemplate my food before eating. But I couldn't. I was like someone fighting with a madman. I'd be drooling with craving. I couldn't contemplate at all. The more I tried to focus, the more it rushed me, the more craving flared. So he tried another method. If I couldn't control it, I would push the bowl away. Don't let it eat. Train it, starve it. If it wants something too badly, don't give it. If it doesn't listen, then don't let it eat. And you know what happened? The drooling would stop. The next day, it wouldn't act up. It was afraid it wouldn't get to eat. Quiet. He says, try it. if you don't believe me. But people don't believe. They don't dare. They're afraid of being hungry, afraid of dying. They don't try, so they never know. He reflects. We don't dare. We're afraid this might happen, or that might happen. Food. Oh, I've suffered so much over food. I know what suffering really means. And yet, that's just a small part. He says, this matter of practice is not something easy to contemplate. It's not light. What should we really contemplate? What is the most important thing? He answers simply, there is nothing else. Death. Death is the most important thing in the world. He says, I contemplated it. I searched for it. I tried to find it. But I couldn't find death anywhere. Not having robes won't kill you. Not having betel nut or cigarettes won't kill you. But without rice and water, you die. I saw that clearly. So he focused on just that. Rice and water. Just enough to keep the body alive. That's enough. As long as I can keep practicing, that's all I need. Other things, whether I have them or not, doesn't matter. He says, if I go on alms round in any village, I'll probably get a bowl of rice. Water, I can find. These two things, rice and water, are enough. I had no thoughts of getting rich. The practice, right or wrong, it's all mixed together. We must dare to do it. And then he challenges us. Have you ever been to a charnel ground? If not, you must go. If you can't go at night, go in the day. Then go a bit later. Then later still. Eventually, you'll go at night. Then you will see the benefit of your own actions. Then you will know. He turns toward the deeper truth of the mind. Our mind, our heart, it hasn't known the truth for countless lifetimes. Whatever we don't like, whatever we don't love, we avoid it. We don't want to practice with it. We just let the fear be. And then we tell ourselves, we have practiced. But that's not yet practice. If it's real practice, it's about life itself. There's no, you got more, I got less, I'm upset. There's none of that. You don't care what others are doing. You don't compare temples or teachings or levels. You look at your own mind. That's it. That's what it means to dare to practice. He describes the practitioner's night. When practice is deep, then day or night, you practice. You sit in meditation silently. Then you walk, 2 or 3 sessions each night. You don't get tired of it. You get absorbed in it. Then, a beautiful memory. Sometimes it drizzles lightly. It reminds me of when I was a farmer, waking up early, going out in the dark, entering the buffalo pen. You grab the rope and it's covered in dung. The buffalo flicks its tail, throws dung on you. Your feet are cracked from the mud. You suffer. So why can't you do walking meditation in light rain? If you could be a farmer, which was even harder, why not this? You become brave. And finally, he says, when the practice flows in its own current, there is nothing more diligent than this path. In suffering, no one suffers like a practitioner. In happiness, no one is happier than a practitioner. In diligence, no one can match them. They are supreme. Supreme in laziness, supreme in diligence. It's all supreme. So if one is truly determined, it is truly something to see. But most of us, when we say we practice, it doesn't go that far. We don't really do it. He compares it to a leaky roof. If the roof leaks here, you move and sleep over there. Then it leaks there, you move again. Eventually, you just run away. What's the use of that? That's not the way to practice. He continues, our minds, our defilements. If you keep following them, it only gets worse. The more you follow, the more you lose discipline. But when the real practice begins, oh, it becomes amazing, right inside your own mind. It becomes incredibly diligent and persistent. You don't even know how it happens. Whether others are practicing or not, you don't care anymore. You do your own thing. You keep practicing. He says, the mind gets stuck on one point and stays there. If something hasn't been resolved, it just circles that spot. It doesn't break through, but it doesn't give up either. It stays focused right there. When you're sitting, it's there. When you're lying down, it's there. When you're walking, it's there. He compares it to unfinished work, like when you've planted a field every year. But this year, there's one patch you didn't finish. The mind can't rest. He gives another example. It's like when you leave your baby upstairs, while you're downstairs feeding the pigs. Even while doing other things, your mind is upstairs, worried about the child. That's what the point of practice becomes like. You never forget it. You do everything, but the mind always returns to that point. You try to leave it, whack, it comes back. Day or night, it follows you. That's when progress is possible. He says, at first, you rely on a teacher. He guides you. You follow the instructions. But once you understand, you do it on your own. The teacher doesn't need to speak anymore. You see for yourself. And now, the mind becomes its own master. Where does heedlessness arise? Where do unwholesome thoughts arise? The mind knows. It teaches itself. It corrects itself. It becomes the knower. This is what pakata means. The mind knows for itself. It knows what's a small mistake, what's a big mistake, and it keeps practicing on its own. He says, practicing like this is almost like being insane. Or maybe you actually do go insane. It's a total transformation of perception. If perception doesn't change, you stay as fierce and full of suffering as before. The suffering is immense. That's the principle of practice. But then he says something critical. If you don't recognize this suffering, you'll never know suffering. If you want to get rid of suffering, you first have to encounter it. He quotes the Buddha, there is the suffering of birth. There is the suffering of aging. Then he adds, but after being born, if you don't want to suffer, you won't see suffering. If you don't see suffering, you won't understand it. If you don't understand it, you can't abandon it. He says, people don't want to suffer. If there's suffering here, they run there. If there's suffering there, they run here. But the truth is, that's just carrying the suffering with you. You're not escaping it. He says, you run away with just your body, but the delusion stays with you. Wherever you go, suffering follows. Even if you fly in a plane, it goes with you. Even if you dive underwater, it dives with you, because suffering is inside you. It's with you. So where can you run? Then he repeats it firmly. People suffer here, they run there. They suffer there, they run here. They say they're escaping suffering, but they're not. They're taking it with them. They go with the suffering. They don't know suffering. And he explains why this matters. If you don't know suffering, you won't know its cause. If you don't know the cause, you can't know the end of it. And if you don't know where it ends, it will never end. So what do? We must contemplate it clearly. We must dare to behave, dare to practice. Even when you're with friends, it's like being alone. Don't be afraid. He says, some people are lazy. Let them be. Some are walking meditation, striving intensely. Wherever they go or come from, they are practicing. If you do it seriously, just one rains retreat is enough. He reminds us, you have to do it. Practice, just as I've told you. When the teacher instructs you, don't argue. Don't be stubborn. If he says to do it, just do it. Don't be afraid of practice. You'll come to know it through doing. Don't doubt. That practice itself is the path, the patipada. What kind of path? It's the continuous path, the unshaken path. You don't practice like Luang Tape, and then he tells a story, a lesson, a warning, a little humor too. There was a monk named Luang Tape, he says. During the rains retreat, he took a vow of silence. He wouldn't speak a word, but instead, he wrote notes. Ajahn Chah smiles as he tells the story. One day, he wrote, "Tomorrow, please toast a ball of sticky rice for me. I want to eat toasted sticky rice." He wouldn't talk, but he kept writing notes. One moment it was about rice, the next about something else. It became more of a hassle than before. Luang Por shakes his head. He took a vow of silence, but just replaced talking with writing. What's the point of that? He didn't understand the reality of practice. Then he brings us back to what real practice means. Our path, patipada, is to be content with little. To be mindful. If you feel lazy, don't believe it. If you feel energetic, don't believe it. Don't say I'm diligent. Don't say I'm lazy. For ordinary people, if they're diligent, they do the work. If they're lazy, they don't. But monks don't think like that. A true practitioner doesn't look at moods. If you're diligent, practice. If you're lazy, practice anyway. Don't pay attention to moods. Cut them off. Let them go. Train yourself and keep doing it. He says, whether it's day or night, this year or next year, in any season, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about moods. Hot, cold, sleepy, energetic. Let it be. Just do it. And this, he says, is called Samapatipada, right practice. But then, he warns us, sometimes you practice hard for 6 or 7 days. You get really into it, strong determination. But then, you don't get the results you want, so you quit. That's even worse. Then you go back to chatting, socializing, wandering around. A few days later, you remember again. So you practice for another day or two. Then you quit again. Then you remember again and start again. It's like a person who works in fits and starts. He paints a picture. When they feel like working, they throw themselves into it. They clear the land, dig, plant, plow, full of energy. But when they're tired, they drop everything. They don't even bother to put away the hoe or spade. The next day, the tools are caked with dirt. So then, they clean them, use them again, then abandon them again. He says, that's not the way. Practice is like that for most people. They start and stop, start and stop. They don't see it as important. So they don't succeed. He returns again to the core teaching, Samapatipada, right practice. It means we just keep going. We don't worry whether the mood is good or bad. If it's good, so what? If it's bad, so what? We let it be. He reminds us, the Buddha didn't care about opinions. He had already gone through everything, good, bad, pleasant, unpleasant. This is practice. If you only do what you like and reject what you dislike, that's not practice. That's a disaster. Wherever you go, you won't be at ease. Wherever you stay, you'll never feel peaceful. You'll always be suffering. Then he gives a powerful analogy. Striving without wisdom is like the Brahmin making fire offerings. He does it because he wants something. He wants to gain, to receive, to get results. That's why he lights the fire. Our striving is the same. Do we practice so we can be reborn in a good realm? To get what we desire? To feel peaceful and blissful? Is that why we do it? If you don't get what you want, you quit. Just like the Brahmin who didn't get his offering. The Buddha didn't teach like that. He says, striving is not for gaining, it's for letting go, for releasing, for ceasing, for uprooting, not for becoming, not for rebirth, not for getting anything at all. He points to the Buddha's own journey. Before the Buddha found the right path, he had practiced who knows how many ways. He tried every kind of austerity. Then Ajahn Chah shares the story of a certain monk. He ordained in the Mahanikaya sect, felt it wasn't strict enough. So he switched to Dhammayut. After becoming Dhammayut, he practiced. He wouldn't eat for 15 days. When he did eat, he only ate vegetables and grass. He thought eating animals is bad. Better to eat grass. He'd eat 4 or 5 long pods of the Oroxylum tree at once. He thought that was holy practice. That's as far as he got. But after a while, he decided being a monk was too hard. The monastery was too much to take care of. So he disrobed, became a white-robed layman. Now he could pick his own vegetables, dig his own roots. He thought, this is better. He went from monk to layman to nothing. Now, I don't know what became of him. Dead or alive, I don't know. Ajahn Chah says he kept trying things, but never found peace, because he never saw he was just following his defilements. The defilements were leading him, and he didn't know it. He asks, did the Buddha disrobe to become a layman? Did he teach people to eat grass like cows? No. He says, if you're going to eat, just eat. If you're going to practice, just practice. Do what you can, that's enough. Don't compare. Don't criticize. Don't try to twist people into something they're not. Don't shave them down like trying to shape a crooked ladle handle. If it won't become anything, then throw it away. There are people like that. Some people walk meditation for 15 days without eating. They're strong, but after that, they just lie around, useless, because they didn't contemplate correctly. So in the end, they gain nothing. Monk wasn't right. Layman wasn't right. Nothing was right. They became nothing. They lost everything because they didn't understand their own practice. They didn't ask, what am I doing this for? They practiced, but didn't contemplate the reason. Why are you practicing? To let go. Ajahn Chah now draws us back to the central point. He says, the mind thinks, I love this person. I hate that person. But don't cling to it. Don't follow it. Why are you practicing? To abandon all that. When peace arises, let it go. When you understand, let that go too. Just know and let it be finished there. But if you cling to it, if you say, I know, then you just inflate the self. You think you're better than others, and in the end, you can't live with anyone. Wherever you go, you cause trouble. That's what happens when we practice on the wrong path. But we don't practice like that. We practice in moderation, according to our ability. He says, are you sleeping too much? Then torment it. Are you eating too much? Then torment it. Take just enough. Use morality, concentration, wisdom. But also, add the Dhutanga. He explains, the Dhutanga practices are for scraping away defilements. Sometimes morality and meditation alone aren't enough. The defilements are too strong, so we bring in the Dhutanga practices to help. They cut through a lot. He gives an example, like staying at the foot of a tree, or staying in a charnel ground. These don't break any precepts. But if you take a vow to stay there, and then don't, that's when you break it. Try it. See for yourself. Is staying in a cemetery the same as staying with a group? It's not. It's beneficial in every way. Dhutanga means shaking off, shaking away the defilements. It's the practice of the noble ones. If you want to be noble, you need Dhutanga as your polishing tool. He admits, it's hard. It's difficult for people to do. It's hard to find people with the faith to do it, because Dhutanga goes against the grain. He explains more. For example, using only 3 robes, or eating only from the alms bowl. Whatever goes into the bowl during the alms round, that's what you eat. If someone brings more food later, you don't accept it. You eat only what was given during the round. This Dhutanga is easy to practice in central Thailand. There, people give rice with side dishes. But in the northeast, where I practiced, they only give plain rice. That's all. No curries, no vegetables, just rice. So if you take up the bowl-only Dhutanga here, it becomes extremely austere, very strict. You go on alms round. You eat that food. If someone brings more food afterward, you don't eat it. That's what helps. It really helps. 1 meal a day, 1 vessel, 1 sitting. When you get up, you don't eat again. That's the way. He asks, who can practice like that? Who has that kind of faith? It's hard to find. But when someone practices like this, they receive great merit. He returns again to his key reminder. Most of us say we practice, but it's not really practice yet. If it's real practice, it's not a light matter. People don't dare. They don't dare to go against their desires. They don't want to scrape away the defilements. But in real practice, you must. You can't just follow your own heart. Your heart, it's been deceiving you for lifetimes. You think it's your heart, but it's not. It's full of greed, anger, delusion. It leads us to rob, to desire, to envy, to hate. That's not yours. That's not your friend. Then he asks, ask your heart, do you want to be good? It always says yes, but is what you're doing actually good? See? You do bad and still want good results. He says, that's how it is with things that aren't real. The Buddha said, don't follow that heart. Go against it. It wants to go one way, you go the other. It comes this way, you dodge that way. Just like the story I told at the beginning. Your heart likes this, you drag it over there. Your heart wants that, you pull it away. It's like people who were once friends, but now have different views. They argue, they separate. That's how it is. And he says finally, if you follow your own heart, whatever it likes, whatever it loves, if you always go along with that, then you haven't practiced even a little. Try it and see. He concludes, people call that practicing, but it's not. It's a disaster. If you don't stop to look, if you don't actually do it, you won't see. You won't become. He puts it simply. Practice means you stake your life on it. It's not that there's no suffering. There's plenty of suffering, especially during the first 1 or 2 rains retreats. Young monks and novices suffer a lot. We suffered too. He remembers food. It caused me the most suffering. I ordained at 20, the perfect age for eating and sleeping. I used to sit and think about food, craving it. I'd want banana blossom salad, papaya salad, everything. My mouth would water. I'd be tormenting myself thinking of it all. It's not easy. But these cravings, they led us to so much wrongdoing in the past. Food, just food, was enough to enslave us. To be at that age of desire and to try to control it. It's like damming a river. The pressure builds. If you can hold it, that's good. If not, it breaks. Only when you're calm about it does it get easier. But in the beginning, it's hard. He admits, my first year of meditation, I got nothing. It was just a mess of craving for food, total chaos. Sometimes I'd be sitting, and I'd actually imagine myself eating a banana. I could feel myself breaking off a piece and putting it in my mouth. It happened all on its own. Then he says, all these things are part of the practice. Don't be afraid of them. They've been happening for lifetimes. We've come here to train them, tame them. He ends. Everything is extremely difficult. But whatever is difficult, that's what you must do. Why do something easy? Everyone can do easy things. Do the hard things. Do what brings real results. The Buddha was the same. If he had stayed attached to his wealth, his pleasures, his family, he would never have become a Buddha. He left it all. The whole world is trapped by those things. To ordain young is to die to the world. Then he gives one last story. Some people say to me, if I were like you, it would be easier. You never had a family, so you're peaceful. They say things like that. Say that near me and you'll get hit with a stick. Do you think I don't have a heart? This human life, it's not a small matter. That's why we practitioners must be brave. We must strive. We must press forward. Don't believe anything else. Believe in the Buddha. He taught us to find peace for ourselves. He reflects. It was only later that I understood. I practiced, I contemplated, and the result was clear. It's all cause and effect. Even something as small as waking up. You say you'll wake at a certain time, but you don't. You have to train it. He shares, sometimes I'd say to myself, if you're not up by the count of 3, you'll fall into Avachi hell. At 2.5, I'd jump up. I was afraid of hell. He laughs a little. You have to train it from every angle, every corner. And finally, he says, if you always rely on others to remind you, if you always need someone to guide you, you won't go far. But when your mind is trained, it doesn't do wrong anywhere. Not in public, not in private. There is no hidden place, no secret place. It's the same everywhere. That's why the noble ones trust their minds. Because they are like that. The teaching has been spoken. May we listen, reflect, practice, and stake our lives on the path. Thank you for listening. If this teaching was helpful, please subscribe to Forest Path Dhamma and stay connected for more wisdom and guidance. May you walk in peace.